Hello, boys and girls. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a self-portrait in value. Now you're going to get your silly picture back, and what I want you to do is basically cut it in half. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. If you want it to be a little bit wiggly or do a little bit of a zigzag, you are welcome to do so. But ultimately, what you're doing is you're going to take about half of the picture to draw, and the other half can just go ahead and get glued straight onto your piece of paper. Now I'm right-handed, so I am choosing to draw the right-hand side of my picture. If you are left-handed, you might want to do the left. And when you glue this down, basically just go ahead and go around the edges of the paper and do a little wiggle down the middle just to be sure it sticks. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down that left half and make sure that's nice and solid before I start. You don't want to start without having that glued down. That'll drive you nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and take this other half here, and I'm going to give you a couple of cheats. So your first cheat is to cut out your chin and basically the side of your face all the way up to kind of the top of your ear or your temple, whichever comes first. And you don't want to cut the whole thing out because then you lose essentially the integrity of the picture and things can get off kilter very quickly. And all I'm doing is I'm holding that up and I'm tracing that chin area. And then I can either use the little pencil tip by adding a little graphite to the back, or I could carefully hold my pencil and then move that out of the way. Essentially just go ahead and hold those marks in position, and then all you have to do is just kind of mark a few key spaces, like the width of your eyes, where your nostrils are at, where the corner of your mouth is going to be, and maybe your eyebrows. So those will just kind of be the starter points to what you're going to do. Now, once those are figured out, then you can go ahead and start going in and keep that little, the half that you're going to use, because that will be your reference point as you are working. So on the right hand side, I'm going to go ahead and draw in my eye and my mouth and my tongue. Currently, I just need to get a pencil sketch drawn, and I can do the same thing down to my neck. And this particular photo is cut off just a little bit, so if I need to cut it to draw a little bit more of my head, I will. And you've noticed that before I start going in with value, I'm grabbing a blending stick, and I've added a little bit of extra graphite to the back of my paper. I'm just going to use that as my scrap paper. And then I will just use the graphite at the current point in time just to add some of those shadows. And you remember if with our practice last time that most of the time your shadows are going to be underneath your eyebrows and underneath your nose. And then depending upon where the light hits you in that image, it might be on the bottom of your cheek or your upper lip. So just go ahead and start in with all of those different shadows. If you feel like you need it to be a bit darker, feel free to kind of flip back and forth between your pencil and your blending stick. So, and anywhere you feel like is darker, go ahead and add more darkness to it. Now, if you feel like it gets too dark, go ahead and grab your eraser and then go ahead and pull some of those out. Now, you'll notice that eventually sometimes I want a little more further blending. The blending sticks will allow you to blend smaller areas, but sometimes I want a little bit of a broader area, so I go ahead and use my finger to go ahead and blend those. And then I'm going to use just little sometimes I need those little spaces with the blending stick. And then I'm just going to go ahead, go in and get some of those details, like these lovely little flyaways I have with my crazy hair. And then, of course, don't forget the ear. And then you just go ahead and continue from there and enjoy going back and forth. Work hard on these and have a good day.